Hello and welcome to Vintage Lunchbox Reviews, the show in which I review my vintage lunchboxes. Right there in the name. Today we are going to look at what would you call this? A star-studded cornucopia all-star lunchbox. There are so many cartoon characters on this lunchbox. It's really ridiculous. The number of characters per square lunchbox inch. Is that a actual measurement? I don't think so. But the lunchbox we're going to look at today is the Disney Express. All aboard the Disney Express. Look at that. We've got a train, the front part of a train here. Now, there is no show called the Disney Express. This was not tied to a specific show or program. It's just a Disney lunchbox featuring lots and lots of Disney characters. I think you would be, if you were this age, you would be hard-pressed to come up with Disney cartoon characters that aren't on this lunchbox. So let's take a quick look. On the front side here, there's almost, and this is not the busiest side, but up there is serving as the conductor, we've got Goofy. Now down there we've got Minnie and Mickey Mouse, who we would expect to see. Up here in the passenger or in the front compartment here, in the conductor area, we've got Donald Duck and Daisy Duck. They're looking out the windshield there. We've got Scrooge McDuck down here. There are so many different little characters and details. And like I said, this is just the beginning of this lunchbox. We've also got Huey, Dewey, and Louie. If you look around the different areas, you'll be able to find them. You can see that they are pulling out of the train station. It says station number 1. On the front, there is a plaque that says Disney Express, but it's partially blocked, so we could just see the word that says Express. And then we've got the train tracks over here, the railroad crossing, and the lights right there. So lots of good action, good characters, things like that going on. On the back side here, we have even more. This is the other end of the train. So we've got kind of an action. This is the front. This is the back as they're pulling out. And on the back, where to begin? In the upper left-hand corner there, we've got Captain Hook and Peter Pan. Apparently they've made up since I saw Peter Pan. Right dead center, you got Geppetto there and Pinocchio. We've got the 3 little pigs over here in the corner, and who chases the 3 little pigs, but the big bad wolf, who is up here at the top. Lots of other little characters in the window there. It looks like, is that Cinderella? No, that's Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and we could tell that because there is the white hair on the train as well. So again, lots of little details, lots of little things to see. This lunchbox is missing the handle, which occasionally happens. The handles come off or they break, and you can pick up lunchboxes much more inexpensively if you do that. The problem is there's not a good source of lunchbox handle. So to get another lunchbox handle, you almost have to get another lunchbox and take the handle off that. So you'd have to buy a second one or something. But we can see we've got artwork right here. Is that? Yeah, that's right side up right there. And we can see you've got Mowgli and Baloo the bear and the panther. And right next to them is Dumbo. I didn't even notice Dumbo there on the corner, but we've got lots of little characters. Again, a lot of this would have been hidden by the handle. We've got the 101 Dalmatians sitting there. So this thing is just action-packed, and these are all the little cars on the train that are in between the beginning and the end. There are the Wendy and the boys from Peter Pan there. And usually, in each car, if you look at the bottom, like there's more details down there at the bottom. So lots of cool things. There are the Wicked Stepsisters and from Cinderella. So we can see there, and then the Wicked Stepmom all there. And then what do we have over here? Look, we've got another car there. We've got, looks like the Aristocats, not the Aristocrats. That's a different lunchbox. and some of the seven dwarves that are hanging out there in that cart. So that looks like a fun cart to be in, except for Grumpy doesn't look too happy to be there. And finally, there we've got Alice again from Alice in Wonderland. There's the Mad Hatter that is there. I get maybe Alice. Does Alice actually appear twice? I guess she does appear twice on this. And more is that Lady and the Tramp over there? Yeah. So I mean, just think of all the different movies that all appear on here. I'm just trying to think of my favorite Disney cartoons. I don't see Robin Hood. But gosh, there's just so many here. I mean, Jungle Book. You've got all those, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and all those people. So, there would definitely have been something you would have liked. This one came out again in 1979. That would have been during the time, well, there was a long time, of The Wonderful World of Disney, which was on Sunday night. So everybody would have been familiar with these characters. Everybody would have known at least some, if not all, of the cartoon characters on here. So lots of action going on. I don't have the thermos to this one. We're going to talk a little bit. This is what I would call a survivor, a beater, or a survivor. We've got lots of scuff marks, a little bit of rust inside here. This is definitely a lunchbox that was loved and used by a small child. We have the warning thing again here, the safety thing, and I did not read that. We've also got some stickers. Some child has put their own print. They got some puffy stickers, and they stuck those stickers on there. This is a safety first little poem that, by the way, rhymes. It says, "Safety first is an important rule at home, at play, and in your school." So rule and school rhymes. "The school patrol is on guard each day, and they know the rules you should obey. So watch for cars with each step you take, and cross at the corner for safety's sake. There is really no need to play in the street." Sorry, it's scuffed up on this copy I'm reading. "Since playgrounds are better places to meet. Learn all the rules of the games you play. They'll be safer if done the proper way. Remember to walk, not run in the halls. Keeping to the right will save you from falls. When lunch is over, clear the trash away." And then at the very bottom, you can see it says, "and go on to have fun in the safety way." So this would have been, I can't think of anything cheesier than a bunch of safety rules for kids. Can you imagine a kid be like, "Oh, please stay on the right-hand side. It says right here in my lunchbox, right next to these stickers that I put on here." Golly. And there's nothing about the actual lunchbox here. We should come up with our own little poem. Don't hit your friends in the head. If you hit them too hard, they'll end up dead. That was more of a warning that you might see on a metal lunchbox, but instead we have all the safety rules. I should also point out the first name kind of seems to have been erased from time, but at the bottom of this one you can see it says Ballard. The first name looks like it's either been washed off or erased. But that was not uncommon on lunchboxes either, because, they didn't always, not everybody had a unique lunchbox. There may have been multiple kids in your class with this exact same lunchbox, and you didn't want somebody going home with your lunchbox, so your mom would write your name, hopefully on the inside of the lunchbox, not on the outside, because that would have been even more embarrassing. This is not a lunchbox that I had. This is not one that my friends had. And frankly, this isn't one that I went looking for. But sometimes when you're out shopping for lunchboxes and you collect lunchboxes, you will buy one that, you just run across. And so that's what happened in this case. I was at a thrift store or an antique mall, and I ran across this one, and it was pretty cheap. It was like, I don't know, maybe $15 or $20. Which is probably about all it's worth. I've seen them online for $30 or $40, and that would be with a thermos and with the handle. So it's not a super valuable one, and I would call this shelf filler. it kind of fills the shelves. If I had something that I loved more than this one would come down and go into storage somewhere. But it's okay for what it is. This is not one of my favorites, but it is part of the collection. So it sits up on the shelf and among all the other lunchboxes that I keep gesturing to, and I have to remember you can't see them. You only see them one at a time as I break them out here. So thanks for taking a look at the Disney Express Lunchbox. Tune in next week, all weekdays at lunchtime, to find out what lunchbox is on the menu.